What is going on, everyone? My name is Jose Reynolds, and today joining me is a man that, if you've seen him in the cage, you know the hair stays slicked back. It doesn't go out the first round now as a pro, Mr. Callum Connor. How are you feeling ahead
Wow.
of your next fight on APFC and on the UFC Fight Pass as well?
Yeah, feeling fantastic, mate. Well on track. Sat here 8 weeks out in a great spot. I was due to actually fight sort of towards the end of July, but that one fell through. So I'm already in fight shape, really. I'm not someone who takes prolonged periods of time out the gym. It's my job to stay ready all year round, and I'm exactly that. So yeah, just ticking on the clock now, waiting for it to come round, and I'm really, really excited. It's a great platform. It's a good opportunity for me, for obviously for everyone else involved. So yeah, I'm looking forward to putting on a show and showcasing my skills.
100%. And as well, we take a look, still very, very early on in your pro career, and already to be in this position where you're on the Fight Pass, it's a big platform, opens up a lot more eyes to yourself as well. Do you feel as though for you, this fight is going to be the place where you really are going to showcase just what Callum Connor's about?
Yeah, that's it. And it's nice to have a concrete opponent. A face to a name, someone to look at, something to get excited about. But truth be told, I'm not really focused on my opponent. I'm just focused on playing into my strengths, and you know, I've been fortunate enough to see the improvements in my game the past few months, and I really believe that I'm confident in all facets of the game now. I'm confident to not only just to if the fight goes wherever it goes, I'm confident there. I'm actually confident to mix it and win where necessary, really. So, yeah, it's a good night for a Callum Connor coming out party. And listen, what I'll say is when I'm on my A game, I'm a dangerous, dangerous man. And I really believe that you've not really had the chance to see that just yet. Maybe being guilty of getting caught in the firefight from time to time, but I know that I've got that in the locker, and I don't need to really pull that out the bag until necessary. I'm just gonna, like I say, play to my strengths and really put on a clinical performance on the night.
Yeah, 100%. And you mentioned there in terms of sort of mixing everything together, people know you've got that Muay Thai background, but now being in that position where you are going to be confident in terms of mixing it up in terms of what you're doing, whether it's on the ground or on the feet as well. Do you feel as though this version of Callum Connor that people are going to see will be the most complete version that we've seen of him yet?
Yeah, absolutely. I seen that Stafford was on the show, and I heard him say, "I've been working on the weaker elements in my game." And to be honest, I don't really see him as weaker elements. I more see it from a standpoint of just inexperience, really. Let's not forget that I only made my amateur debut in June of 2021, so that's what 2 years ago. So that shows how new I am to the game, and it shows how far I've come in that short space of time. It's a scary thing, really. So I'm only going to continue to get better and continue to grow on. I can honestly say I'm in a very, very good headspace. I'm confident. Like I say, it's a great platform to showcase my skills on, but I'm not too, I'm not getting too drawn into that as such, because at the end of the day, this is what I do. I've got a job to do on the night, and I'm going to do exactly that. I feel like this guy's tailor made for me. I'm gonna set about him and really do a job on him.
100%. And as well, since making that pro switch, it came on quite quickly as well throughout the amateur career. Some people might have been surprised when you first turned pro, but it's been a change that's been good for you. And obviously, your last amateur fight was seen as one of the best ones that we've really seen from before with Charlie Lynch Spence. But to sort of come off of that and then have the successful start to your pro career as well, what was sort of the reasoning behind going pro, and how did that process come about?
To be honest, it was my coach who brought it up. Obviously, I've got a very extensive background in Thai boxing. I did that for like pretty much 9 years. So my striking is leaps and bounds ahead of everyone else's, in my opinion. Obviously, there's a lot of good guys like the likes of Charlie Lynch, who's very good on the feet also. And it was a very good stylistic matchup. But I'm weapons down at amateur with regards to the knees and the elbows. And it just makes me 10 times more dangerous. I even think that fight there, you talk of my last amateur fight, I think that would have been perhaps a different fight with the knees and the elbows too. Um, but even the longer rounds, just being able to settle in a bit more and being a bit more patient, and again, I don't really feel like I've shown that yet. People know they can expect excitement with me, and I always bring the heat, so to speak. But um, I'm in a great spot, and I feel like on the night I'm gonna really really show what I'm about.
No, 100%. And as well, obviously, you take a look at that fight with Charlie Lynch Spence, obviously, it shows that sort of heart that you've got inside the cage, the mentality that you take alongside the skills that you've got there as well. So, do you feel as though being able to go those 5 hard rounds as an amateur and then as a pro, being able to go in there and get those quick finishes, it just really sort of solidifies in terms of what you say you are able to do? And do you feel as though in the future, what sort of fights are you looking to get in the next couple?
Yeah, I mean it's fantastic. A lot of people have approached me and kind of said you don't want those sorts of fights too early on in your career, but I beg to differ. I think I've had that now so early on, and I've been through the fighter. I had to ask myself a lot of questions in a fight like that, and I pulled through, and the fight was what it was. But I know I've got that in the locker, and really when you strip it all back, you strip all the skills back. I'm a fighter through and through, and that's what I'm born and bred to do. Water's wet, fire burns, and Callum Connor's born to fight. It's as simple as that. So, I'm not looking to rely on that on the night. I know I've got that there, but this one's going to be a showcase of my skills, and people are going to walk away from this one and go, "Who's that? Who's that handsome kid? That slick one?" Um, but I'm going to get this kid out there. No two ways about it.
No, 100%. And as well, you mentioned earlier on in terms of the training, obviously, I know just from speaking to you, it's year round, regardless of whether you're online, offline, whatever you're doing, you're always training no matter what. But in terms of being able to train year round, may not always get the fights because some people will be saying no or things will fall through. But do you feel as though it brings that eagerness to get back inside the cage when you've been waiting for a slightly prolonged period as you wanted to? Do you feel as though going into these hungrier feels almost better for you when you do go into them?
Yeah, absolutely. So my last fight was right at the end of it. I think it was the last day of April. So I've had a few months gap here. Like I say, I was scheduled to fight sort of end of July, but what it's allowed me to do is just better my game really, and better those weaker areas, I suppose. And it's like I said to you before, it's not even that I see them as weaker areas. Um, I just feel like maybe you go back a year ago, yeah, you could have said yeah, but I really feel that I've been able to, knuckle down and cover those areas, and I'm feeling a lot more confident in myself. And wherever the fight goes, I'm confident. And I'm 8 weeks out now. I'm already sitting pretty. I'm in a good spot. I'm fight ready. I'm fit. Everything. Um, so yeah, it's just a waiting game, really. I'm really excited, man.
100%. And then in terms of sort of looking even back at your amateur career, obviously you're always training like a professional anyway and doing all those things, taking the approaches as though you were a professional even as an amateur. But do you feel as though now being a pro, there's been a change in how you do your training and camps and all these different things, or for yourself, as it just say the same sort of process as before?
Not at all. I've always approached it like a professional. You know, I might be new to MMA, but I've been involved in combat since I was what 8, 9 years old, and then prior to that, it's like I did so many years of training with my dad and stuff. So I really feel like it's just ingrained in me, and it's all I've ever known growing up. Like there was a lot of aspects of my childhood I perhaps missed out on. I was in the gym every day. I got to a stage where I'd like, as soon as I reached my teens and I was in high school, I was getting the bus into Manchester City Centre every day, just to go to the gym after school. So that was me 6 days a week, where most kids are probably, I don't know, playing their Xbox, or not that I didn't do that, don't get me wrong, but a lot of my childhood was consumed by this goal that I had in mind, and that's never changed. MMA was always on the horizon for me. For years I loved watching the UFC, and I knew my time had come, and here we are sat here. I'm young, I've got a lot of time, but I know where I'm heading, and like I say, my approach doesn't change. I'm just knuckling down and working towards the top of that mountain.
100%. And then just a final thing for myself is obviously this fight's on the UFC Fight Pass. There'll be a lot of eyes on this card, I'm sure. Being APFC's first event in England, in Manchester, your city as well. So for those people that are yet to hear the name Callum Connor and see him grace the cage, what is it that they can expect to see when Fight Night does finally arrive?
Listen, as I always say, get guaranteed excitement with me, whether I'm in a good fight or whether it's a one-sided clinic. It's going to be the latter of the two there. This will be my best performance today. I can sit here 8 weeks out and I can say that honestly. Call me Mr. Show Stealer after this one, mate. Yeah, it's not a Jose Nuno show; it's a Callum Connor show, and it's going to be fireworks, man. I'm looking for something spectacular. By all means, I'm gonna take my time, and when the finish comes, it'll be there, and I'm gonna snipe him.
100%. Well, that is everything from myself. If you would like to take a chance at your sponsors, teammates, coaches, anything like that, obviously feel free to go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, shout out to everyone. Obviously got a bit of Applied Nutrition there, Mank Bar, supporting the cause. Obviously all my coaches, my teammates, everyone that helps me get ready, really, friends, family, they all have a part to play. But you know, I'm not going to sit here and go on and on. But I'm excited, man. Oh, I'm the other sponsor, Movement to Wellbeing Clinic. That's my third. I was just thinking. Yeah, let's go, man. I'm looking forward to it.
100%. Well, that's everything from me. Obviously, Callum Connor. 2 things you can guarantee: the hair will remain untouched, and the finish will be just as great as the other ones before. But APFC and the UFC Fight Pass, definitely not a card to miss, and Callum Connor as well, not one to miss. Appreciate your time today, buddy. Thank you very much.
Sure. Right, man. See you later, mate. Yeah.
Cheers, buddy.